All right, Leos, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast for August 7th through the 13th. My name is Athen. So happy birthday to you, Leos, out there who have your birthday this week. Of course, if you're new to Sidereal Astrology, do check the description down below because this is very different from tropical Western astrology. Make sure you're watching this for the right sign. But yeah, the light is on you, Leos. Has been and will especially be the case this week. We've got the solar eclipse taking place in your sign here on Sunday, as well as all of these other planets all activating your first house. So let's go ahead and start by looking at this solar eclipse and what it means to you as the week unfolds, and then we'll look at the other planets leading into it, or the other aspects leading into it, rather. So essentially, the eclipse energy is all about life path. You guys are about to have the North Node transit into your first house towards the tail end of this year, but this is the first eclipse that is going to start to take place in Leo now. And it's all going to be about these new transformations and beginnings over the next few years, involving you, involving your life path, your direction, things that are important to you, your self-image, your goals, short-term goals especially, but long-term ones too. So that's what's shaping up, and it's all about setting seeds, planting seeds during this time period, because it does hold the energy of the new moon, where we'll probably feel the lowering of energies. You guys are quite active right now. Mars is in your first house. Your sun's here, in dignity. So there's a lot of energy, but, this is more of an introverted kind of energy in terms of the eclipse cycle. So going within, reflecting, especially over the weekend, in terms of what these new beginnings are, being experimental, experimenting with it, learning more about yourself, and just being open in general to new experiences is a fantastic way of working with it, because the energies will take a few weeks in the short term and then a few months in the long term to really start to get going. But essentially, all these new seeds you guys plant about your goals, your ambitions, your drives, your self-image, even physical exercise, physical activity, you'll find culminating in the springtime of next year, when we have the next set of eclipses, which will be the lunar eclipse here in this first house. So with this being said, this solar eclipse is happening very close to the star Denebula, which is about non-conforming and seeing things in a new and different way. So, if you haven't already, see things in that new way, that new light, stepping out of the status quo and doing things differently. It's a great way of honoring the energies of the solar eclipse. And all of that can be quite healing. It's opposing up to Chiron, which I'll talk about, and very powerful as well with this trine up to Pluto, which is going to be an important player this middle part of the week. So let's go and look at the week leading into it. You guys have some, well, we all do. We all have some important transits here. We've got Mars trining up to Uranus, which is going to be going on essentially during the work week, and then Mercury squaring up to Pluto. So it's kind of this mixed energy. Mars trining Uranus is a fantastic one. This is where it's opportunities, new excitement. This is where there's been a lot of liberation and freedom with the deeper aspects of life, with beginnings and endings, facing your fears, liberating yourself from these past energies relating to the deeper aspects of life. And so that's been ongoing for many years, but now it's in very harmonious aspect to Mars, which usually feels quite liberating, feels like new activities. So maybe there's some new inspiration for you guys to really get active, get moving with these goals this week, and it's a good time to pursue those and really break away from the drudgery of the routine, the day-to-day activities, and give that new fresh aliveness. For some of you, it might be literally new opportunities to take on leadership roles or entrepreneurial roles or things like that, which have to do with more of asserting yourself. But of course, your personal chart is dependent on that. But in either case, all of you should be feeling quite fresh, quite lively with this kind of transit, and it's a great motivational energy to get things done, generally speaking. Now, with that being said, there is also that mixed energy. Mercury is going to be squaring up to Pluto. So here our minds are sort of getting this treatment of the depth, the truth, and it's important that we aren't trying to get too obsessive about any particular thoughts or ideas this early part of the week, or forcing our views or our opinions on others. Now, more specifically for you Leos, though, this is happening in your second house. So maybe you have been thinking, maybe you have been applying yourself in the financial or material aspects of things. But with the square up to Pluto, it's important not to get too hung up on things and to work constructively towards any type of intentions that you do set involving a second house of values, finances, resources, and things like that. So it's constructive. So it doesn't work against you, because otherwise, if we're kind of pushing it away, if we're not willing to see the truth of the matter, and if we're just forcing our viewpoints, whether it's with ourselves or others, very intently, then this can feel quite frustrating with this. But it can be very constructive when you are keen on understanding and really getting to the bottom of things involving, the second house. It also has to do with your sense of self-esteem, your sense of self-worth, what you can accomplish, what you can do in life. And with the square, it's about taking it slow, one step at a time, and working constructively at it. So that's basically the work week. Then on the weekend, we've got Mercury sextiling up to Venus, which is quite nice. It's a leisurely sort of energy going into the following week. So appreciation for beauty, chance to rest and relax, things like that. But the eclipse energy, I think, will be signifying the more of the introverted, relaxing energies anyways. But while that's happening, your ruler does oppose up to Chiron. So you Leos are going through this healing energy that is involving your relationships right now at the moment this weekend. So it's important to be open to your relationships, to, although there's a lot of activity on yourself, to have that compassion, have that surrender, that trust and faith with everything relationship related. And through that, what you'll find is that it's not only very healing, but it's also just very liberating, as it usually is with Aquarius. Spiritually liberating, which is Neptune in Aquarius, because Neptune is going to be opposing up to Jupiter. So it's watching any over ideals, any fantasies even sometimes is the case, involving relationships, involving yourself and what you can accomplish, staying grounded, staying real. And I think as long as you're willing to see things and people for how they are, then this can be very, very constructive. And then through this, you can learn quite a bit about yourself, quite a bit about relationships. And that energy, like I said, will be all part of this foundation of these new beginnings relating to you, which of course will always be relating to your relationships, because any aspects to the first house are always involved with the seventh as well. So when you change, your relationships change, and there are certainly new beginnings with you. So likewise, there will likely be new beginnings with your relationships as well. So anyways, that's the long term, but going into this weekend, I think being open to staying grounded, seeing things for how they are with both Aries, you, and others will be a good way to form those foundations for the solar eclipse. So Leo, have a great week. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you'd like a personal reading, please get in touch, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.